is 2099. Thank you for joining me in this pretty long video because I'm going to be reviewing all of the upscaled, I believe they are, versions of the Constructicons. So we're going to first take a look at Scrapper, who is the leader of the Constructicons, which sometimes doesn't make that much sense because with other combiners, like such as the aerial bots or the Menasor, what were they? The Stunticons. The leader is the one that becomes the torso. He becomes the foot. So, and then again, Devastator was one of the first combiners, I believe, introduced. And he has the most amount of people in the group, I think, because there's 6. And of course, the Devastator from the movie version, we will not talk about because that one is just way too complicated. Anyway, they do come with a whole lot of guns, but I forgot which one was which. The instructions don't really point out, so I'll just be giving them random guns. If you want to correct me in the comments, do so. So we're just going to transform Scrapper. And these all have die-cast, I believe, in them, so he has some in his chest. And he does roll as... what is he? Tractor? Scooper? As he should. So how to transform him? Pretty simple. All you gotta do is undo the arms, which are on the side. Just untab them from there. Pull the legs out. Shove them back in. Separate them down the middle. And then just get kind of everything realigned. And then this is my favorite part. You just go boop. Yeah, you just push them down. And there you have them. And I actually like this set as more of a classic Devastator. And I'm definitely going to buy the Studio Series one to get a bigger, better Devastator. And he does have a tiny little gun. Oh, I don't know if this is his. I just gave him one. So yeah. I do like him. Articulation-wise, ball joints. Decent amount of articulation. Nothing at the waist, but then again, due to transformation, that makes sense. And how you get him into... when you want to transform him, it's pretty simple. It's just like this clicking the legs together. It's just getting him back into tractor mode. And then you just... hold on a second. Had to pull it again. And then you just... oh, crap. I'm just going to get him back into truck mode. Or tractor mode. Because what you do is you split this down the middle, and then the peg from long haul just tabs in there. And yeah, I think this guy is pretty cute. And these, how they scale with a deluxe, they are about deluxe, maybe a little more than that sometimes. Certain characters, especially such as Bone Crusher, are a little smaller. And if I'm saying any of their names wrong, please tell me. Next up we're going to look at is the next leg. It's the Mixmaster. And yeah, very tiny little truck. And by the way, this is the, I forgot what it was like the Generation Toy maybe, upscaled version. It's on Sir Toys, so if you want to go find them, Sir Toys is where I got it. I think you just search up, they're about the size of Blur in robot mode. I may try and put a link in the description, but maybe I won't. After I edit this and finish reviewing. And yes, I'm in a different spot. So anyway, how you transform them, pretty simple. You can kind of see how it's done already. These guys are very simple. You really don't need to say anything about it. It's transformation. And then you just fold these down. And that's a pretty nice looking Mixmaster, I think. I'll just zoom in on the head. The heads are very nice for their size, which is pretty small. And they do have die-cast in their chest. I believe so, so they are pretty heavy. And he looks nice. Of course, no Decepticon symbol because he's not an official one. Oh, by the way, this does spin, so hey, that's pretty good. And of course, what you can do, this is really just for combine mode. Yeah, you have that joint. And then, of course, you have the normal transformation joints, which bend. And then also you can use the combine mode joint, so you can get that. But you can just get a lot of expressions out of this figure and these characters. And again, I like to just give them random guns because the instructions that I got did not say that, hey, this gun goes to this guy. It didn't. And of course, easiest way to transform him is in combine mode. Easiest way to get him into Devastator mode is in vehicle mode, so just kind of redo everything. But I will give you a tip that I've learned with this figure. Keep these out. Not when you're in truck mode, but when you're in what's it called? But when you're in combine mode, keep these down, because when it pegs in, it will go back, because these, as you can see, are a little higher up than this, and so it will just bump into it, and so you get a little more articulation when you have it down. I'm sure it does stick out this end, but I don't really care. And then you just have the leg. Next up, we'll do Bone Crusher, or Bone Crusher, I believe. I could be wrong. Then again, these guys didn't have any names, so well, they did have fake names. They were like Ares and God or something. Anyway, how to transform them? It's pretty simple. You just pull the arms. Well, what is the front of the truck? The little construction item back. And that becomes the arms. You can just fold them down. You can bring up the head. And then you just fold this up and around. And then just fold these down, becoming legs. And he's very small. I like him. He's could be my favorite of the group just because of his look. And by the way, my camera is making these guys seem like a really, really darker green. They aren't. They're a very light lime green. So yeah, it could just be my camera. Maybe you won't even see it. You do see the part that becomes the arm all the way on the back. And he does have nice paint apps on him for what he is, which is a tiny little deluxe. Actually, I'd even say Scout class. They're pretty small. And he does come with the hand to Devastator. And I've seen some people who just take this, rotate it back around, and hide this during his vehicle mode. Which, that's not good. It's not like that. It shouldn't be like that. Anyway, easiest way to combine him is just getting him in his freaking vehicle mode. But hey, you know how to transform him both ways, basically, because me. I would actually recommend this set to anyone who likes G1 Devastator and never got the big Combiner Wars one, because that thing has gone way expensive. And we'll just show you how to get into arm mode. You just pull this down, and then you pull this piece out. And they don't look like they are meant to combine. They look sort of like just a group, like a boy band. And you can have him be either side of the arm, whatever you want. Next up, we'll do Hook, which he is pretty nice, except, of course, the fact that he carries the head, so there will always be just usually a whole lot of junk on him. And the bad thing is you can't turn these faces. I wish that you could turn them around. And the bad thing is on his chest, I don't know if you can see, I'll zoom in, but you can see, hey, there's Devastator's head. And that's the only way that you can put it, because if you rotate it around, that's even worse. Anyway, let's just move on to transformation. Oh, he does have this little hook, which you can, like, fold back or something. He's a little crane. I could be wrong. Maybe his name is Hightower or something. It's not, probably not. Anyway, so what you're going to do to transform him is... Oh, actually, I was doing combine mode. You just fold this back, and then you bring the arms out to the side, which, I mean, these guys get pretty simple, so once you have them, they're not going to be too hard to transform. And, of course, just give them a random gun. I probably already gave someone this gun, but who cares? I mean, they're just guns. Sorry if you hear some noises. I think my Mom is with my sister. So, yeah, articulation-wise, pretty simple. So how to get him back, how to get him into combine mode is what you're going to do is you're going to bring this part down with the peg, bring that in front, and bring the part without the peg towards the back. Fold the front piece out, and then just separate this part. That one's not separating. And then you bring up the head, rotate it around, and then you can bring these things to the side. You need to fold the legs back in. Sorry if I start doing stuff out of frame. And you just fold this, and then you can fold this in, which, when you tab it in, it's not that, it doesn't really like to tab in well on mine. That could just be mine. It could not be. Anyway, let's move on to, oh, by the way, did the Siege figures come out? I really want to know if they have come out yet. If you find them at your store, please tell me. I believe this is Scavenger. Hold on one second. Sorry, I sometimes have to look up their names because they're all the same color. So it's not like with the Stunticons where they're each different colors and they're each different and unique. These guys are all basically the same. And they're pretty small, so yeah. Anyway, he does have die-cast in his hook, which makes it very annoying for when you're moving him, and especially when you're doing stop motions, because you're trying to get it up like this and hold something, and it just wants to go down. See, it does that a lot, but anyway, he is nice. He's the other arm with his blue bone crusher. So what you're going to do is fold out the arms. There. Oh, and this is on a swivel, so you can get it like. So you fold this out. That becomes the arms. That becomes the head. This is a part where I mess up. Right there. What you have to do though, is sort of lock it into place. There's no tab, which I wish there was, but you just bring this part up, and then you sort of want to have this kind of like rest on that, and it sort of holds it together and holds it in its place. But it will, of course, kind of do, like, the side thing, which, of course, sometimes people like having awkward poses or awkward, articulation things in different places to make, like, a new something. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. A new pose or something, and then you can, of course, plug in a gun. Yeah, anyway, again, just like his brother, he has the exact same transformation. Just pull this part out, pull this part out, fold that in, fold that in, fold that also in, fold that in, tab that in, tab that in. It doesn't like to tab in most of the times. And then you want this. That really depends on where you want this section, this hook part. You can have it on the bottom or something. You can have it on the top. But you're supposed to do that. And then he does come with a hand. So, basically got him transformed. Now, just... Oops, transformed him wrong. I just grabbed Long Haul, and I transformed him wrong. By the way, if I said any of their names wrong, or gave the wrong person the wrong name, sorry, please correct me in the comments. If you stayed this long, thank you. I was going to do separate reviews, but I just didn't want to. So, yeah, sorry if you hear noise in the background. I think that's my family. But just fold this out. Fold that in. Fold that in. Alright, sorry. I had to do this because he was transformed in robot mode accidentally. And these all do roll, which I like because the first one that I saw did not have any rolling parts. But anyway, there he is. You can just kind of get a nice look at him. And so to transform, you're just gonna fold that back, fold this down. Sorry if I'm going pretty fast. I want to just get to the combined mode. Bring this out, fold this part, which becomes Devastator's crotch, towards the back. fold it on the back. And then you just fold this part in, tab it in. That's nice right there. Just form the legs down there. And then take this stuff, fold it down, fold it down, fold head up and rotate it, and there you have him. Long haul. And he could be my favorite of them. Not in toy form, but in character form, because he was always like the numbskull or something, and he was always like the heavy hitter one, which I liked. And so, yes, to transform him into combine mode, which we're almost done. And really hope that I can post this, because otherwise, sometimes they limit you on like 15 minutes or something. We're obviously past that right now. So fold this stuff in. Fold that up, 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 and then you just fold the front part like you're transforming it. You just fold it like that, and then you have them. Now let's combine. So grab the legs. Mixmaster goes on this side because he has a peg, and then Scrapper goes on this side. Alright, got it. Got it. Now I'm gonna have to move my camera up. Gotta find some boxes. If you're wondering how I put my camera on my desk, I use boxes. Because Funko Pop boxes are some of the tallest boxes that I have. That have no top, like, little thing for when you hang them on, like, shelves, like at Target. You just plug on the arms. I know I'm not showing you most of this, but if you get this figure, which I'd highly recommend, he's a nice small little Devastator. He will, of course, be very, like, you'll find out how you do stuff, because the instructions do tell you quite a bit, and the instructions are pretty good. For third-party instructions, they are pretty good. So, I need a box. I'll just lift it up so you can see he's pretty big. Hey, there's my poster. It's pretty big. He has a very nice look to him. I'm going to go grab a box. Hold on one second. Hold on. But, this is a fantastic figure, in my opinion. Then again, I bought him, so I really just assumed he was going to be a fantastic figure from the start. So, pulling that kind of back, I'll just grab a leader class figure, so you can see one that I reviewed. Maybe this was actually my first Transformers review. He becomes about the size of a leader class, which I think is good, because in all consideration, he is pretty small, but you can see how small these arms are. But I do love this Devastator, and I love this Optimus, and ever since I painted him, I've loved him even more. These guys are both going to be in episode 11 of my Transformers Sun Motion series, which is coming out pretty soon. I've been able to get a lot of it done. Two characters aren't going to be in it that we're supposed to, but anyway, what you do get with him is a giant gun, and you just can plug it into his hand, because there's a tab right there. You just plug it in, and then you hold it, and sometimes he can't hold it exactly on his own, so you need two hands, but it doesn't not look fearful when even if he holds it with two hands. This figure is just kind of like my idea of Devastator. Big, beefy, strong, holds a giant gun, and really, like, and this figure is actually pretty heavy. It does not feel knockoff at all. It feels almost as heavy as some of those Platinum Edition characters, those Optimus Primes, if you ever own one of those. It does feel like, it feels, I remember I first held the Leader Class Megatron for the last night, and I was like, he's so light. This figure is big and heavy, so if you get him, just know he has die cast on him. What the person did give me is this guy, and another one of those, and they're just little plastic things. I'll probably give them their own review. Now, first off, problem with this is these do come down, and there's no way to fix them. They're not screwed in or anything. If they were screwed, you could just tighten them. I did that on the back of the legs. So now I'm just gonna kind of give you a full view of him, and you can kind of see where the articulation is. He has articulated fingers. These are on one hinge, that's on another, that's on a ball joint. But most of it is normal, like Devastator movement stuff. He's pretty good for being just a knockoff figure. And yeah, I like him. I actually recommend buying this guy. Even if you don't collect this scale, which I think he's supposed to go with the Generation Toys, I believe it was. Oh, no. Generation Toys. If you don't collect that scale, that's totally fine. It still kind of fits. And you can always, of course, with your camera, kind of fudge it, like put him sort of, like I put him on a couple cardboard boxes, but made it look like Optimus Prime was in like a bunker or something. And he just like looks out and he sees Devastator and he looks pretty tall. So yeah, I'd always recommend just kind of getting this figure and then just kind of playing with how you pose him. And he's nice. He comes with a whole bunch of guns. Comes with 8 in total, I believe. That's not including the giant gun. And of course, this is available on Sir Toys. So if you find this guy, Sir Toys, recommend him. Thank you all for watching. Gonna end this video here. Final thoughts will be in the description. Should you buy this figure? Yes. Anyway, I'm Rodimus Prime. Goodbye. Well, Rodimus 2099, but goodbye.